Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Every February, synagogues across the country celebrate JDAIM, Jewish Disability Awareness, Acceptance, and Inclusion Month. Its purpose is to unite Jewish communities to raise awareness and champion the rights of all Jews, including Jews with disabilities, to be respected, valued, and included in all aspects of Jewish community life. At Beth Yeshurun, we have welcomed some incredible speakers for JDAIM Month who have shared their personal and professional stories as advocates for the disabled. Judy Blake, co-chair of the Beth Yeshurun Inclusion Committee, will now come to the bima to introduce our speaker for this evening.
Thank you, Rabbi Strauss. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is truly wonderful to see everyone here this evening for JDAIM. I want you to know that when I introduced our guest speaker to one of our families, her first words were, "I could not survive without you." That is the important work of Cicely Reid and the organization that she works for, Disability Rights Texas. What they do is crucial to the needs of the disability community. I want to thank my co-chair, the other members of the Inclusion Committee, Richard Kammerman, my co-chair, for helping us organize this service tonight. So just to tell you a little bit more about Cicely, I have known her for several years. She is one of the most trusted attorneys that I know and who I truly, truly respect. Disability Rights Texas is a federally designated legal protection and advocacy agency for people with disabilities in Texas. Their mission is to help people with disabilities understand and exercise their rights under the law and secure their full and equal participation in society. Disability Rights Texas attorneys fulfill the organizational mission by providing direct legal representation in order to assist people with disabilities whose rights are threatened or violated, protect the rights of individuals and groups of people with disabilities through the courts and justice system. They educate and inform policymakers about issues that impact the rights and services for people with disabilities. They also empower people with disabilities and their family members to assert their rights and make referrals to essential benefit programs and services. Disability Rights Texas attorneys practice law in the areas of ADA, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act. They also practice law in the areas of employment, voting rights, accessibility, special education, healthcare, and community integration. They also assist with foster care, housing, transportation, disaster services, relief and recovery, supported decision-making, and alternatives to guardianship. In addition to the work of Disability Rights Texas, they also help families with issues regarding Social Security and institutional rights and civil liberties. Cicely Reid is the outstanding pro bono coordinator and senior staff attorney at Disability Rights Texas. She works in the Houston office primarily with the Community Integration and Healthcare team. She works on Medicaid appeals and the Employment, Voting Rights, and Accessibility team on Department of Justice complaints. She also works on other accessibility disputes and litigation. She also operates, markets, and manages the Disability Rights Texas pro bono program across the entire state. Her focus is recruiting and utilizing private law firms, attorney volunteers, so that they can help litigate and resolve Disability Rights Texas causes. She is also responsible for pro bono clinics and training programs and the development of the CLE materials for volunteer attorneys. The pro bono program has successfully allowed disability rights to greatly increase the number of clients that the organization can assist and represent. Prior to joining Disability Rights Texas, Ms. Reid served as an assistant district attorney in Harris County. She then transitioned to the large private law firm practice, serving as in-house defense counsel for several Fortune 500 insurance companies. Cicely earned her MBA from Tulane University in 2013 in finance and nonprofit governance. Cicely is a proud graduate of the University of Texas School of Law, Austin, and Texas A&M University, College Station, where she earned undergraduate honors in political science and business management. I've known Cicely for several years, and to work with her is a joy. Thank you for joining us tonight, Cicely.
Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom. I'm so happy to be here. And Judy, thank you so much for that more than generous introduction. The main thing that I want to emphasize, I don't have much time, but I just want to inform everyone that we exist. Disability Rights Texas is a 501c3 organization, and we provide free legal services for individuals with disabilities all over Texas. And essentially our goal, our primary goal, is access to justice. Oftentimes, individuals with disabilities face not only logistical challenges in how they live their lives, access challenges in how they pursue their dreams, they also face, unfortunately, unprecedented discrimination. And oftentimes when we speak about access to justice, I get the question, well, what does access to justice really mean? Primarily what access to justice means is the ability to access the court system, the ability to leverage the laws that have been passed by the United States government and the Texas government to protect people with disabilities from discrimination. However, the majority of individuals with disabilities are not empowered to access our justice system on equal footing with their non-disabled peers. The challenges that they face are financial, the challenges that they face are logistical, and the challenges that they face are, quite frankly, not always knowing what their rights are. That's where Disability Rights Texas comes in. George Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act into law in 1990. And the ADA defines an individual with a disability as anyone who has an impairment that substantially limits one or more of their major life activities. That's a very broad legal definition. When we think about individuals with disabilities, we think about physical disabilities. We think about individuals that may be visually impaired, individuals that may have a hearing impairment. Those are the traditional sort of things that we think about. But disability can also encompass pregnancy under certain circumstances. Disability can encompass treatment for cancer. Disability can encompass a wide range and a myriad of medical diagnoses and comorbidities. Disability also encompasses mental health diagnosis. It goes without saying that in 2024, we are living in an unprecedented time of mental health crisis. The vast majority of individuals in the United States that need access to mental health care are not able to access that mental health care. And so when you've been diagnosed with a condition such as bipolar disorder or anxiety or depression or schizophrenia or any specific mental health disorder or diagnosis, those diagnoses can substantially limit one or more of your major life activities. And those individuals today are facing unprecedented discrimination. I don't have to tell you all that we are living in a time of extreme violence and discrimination against our people, both here in the United States and in Israel and we are living in a time where our people are under attack. No time is it more important for everyone, regardless of where they are in life, where they live in life, how much money they have, what access they have, to be able to carry on their life and get access to the mental health treatment and services that the law entitles them to. Right now, we're living in a time of unprecedented discrimination. And discrimination is not, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. Discrimination is intersectional. So we have individuals that are Jewish. We have individuals that are Jewish with disabilities. And those individuals are being discriminated against not only because they're Jewish, because we're living in a time of unprecedented and unrestrained discrimination against Jewish people. And it is becoming completely out of control, and unfortunately, in a lot of circles like employment, like education, like access to services, socially acceptable. The law says that that type of discrimination is illegal. And so our job is to access the courts and advocate on behalf of our clients with disabilities when that intersection between bias, prejudice, and hatred and access due to disability comes together in a setting that it impedes our clients from living their lives and pursuing their dreams. So I brought with me today some resources, and they're on the back table as you exit. It's just several brochures about what we do, how to access our services, and we've got guides on guardianship. We've got guides on IDEA, which is the federal law that governs special education access and resources. And I also brought a voting rights guide, which is going to be very important this year as we are in a presidential election year. And all of these guides can be accessed on our website at www.drtx.org. Feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to reach out to us on behalf of your families, on behalf of your friends, on behalf of individuals that you may know in the community that are experiencing disability and that are having challenges with access. The law says that everyone is supposed to be able to live in our society free of hatred, free of bias, and free from discrimination and oppression. We cannot accomplish this goal without challenging our legal system to protect everyone, regardless of your faith, regardless of your national origin, and regardless of your disability status. So I hope that you guys will consider us and keep us informed, reach out to us, and I wish you all well, and I'm so excited to be here, and I thank you so very much for having me. Thank you.
So thank you for being here this evening, and you reminded us of the Jewish pursuit of justice. In a few months, we'll read in the Torah, Tzedek, Tzedek, Terdof, justice, justice shall you pursue. And there's many questions about those three words, and one of the main questions the rabbis have is, why is Tzedek, why is justice repeated? Why can't it just say, pursue justice? Why is it justice, justice you shall pursue? Well, one of the answers the rabbis gives us is not just enough to talk about justice, you also have to take action to make sure there's justice in this world. And so we thank you for all that you do to make sure there is justice. For us as Jewish people, for people, all minorities, and for all people with disabilities, especially this evening, as we think of those to make sure this is not only just a more inclusive congregation, but a more inclusive community and society. So thank you for all that you do, and this is a certificate as a token of our appreciation. And again, thank you very much for being here at Beth Yeshurun this evening. Our pleasure. Our pleasure.